how do I begin a meeting? Always when I'm gathering a process, I'm thinking about what we're there to do. And I want to establish immediately, because I'm often in meetings where a lot of strangers are in the room, people who are not well known to each other, but may share a common vision for something, even if it's simply a better community, not more defined than that at the beginning. So what I want to do is I always want to establish in the room as quickly as I can that this is a community that has common knowledge, that's important, that people have things to share that they know, that people are all there as people who are there in hope, meaning they can see something better is possible, and they're there in the service of what that better thing is, and that they're willing and eager to learn from each other. So the most important thing I want to activate in the beginning is what the shape of that hope is, because those visions can be very animating, as indeed it was for me at the founding of Imagine Chicago. That an animating vision changed my life. But to get those shared in a way which is also respected within the group, and also which can be engaging in terms of building that community within the room. So an activity that I often ask people to do is to draw an image of a hope which is so important to them in their lives, which has some authority in their lives, that they're really moving in that direction. So in my case, I might say the recycling symbol. And, I'm moving in the direction of trying to create economies in which nothing and no one is wasted. And after people have drawn that, and that's a creative activity because people haven't usually been asked before to draw the shape of their hope. It's also, as you might notice, it's a symbolic activity, because you're taking something which may be in words, but you're trying to create it into a shape. And that symbolic dimension of how we move forward in faith is very important for human beings. So people draw that. And then once I notice that people have sort of are slowing down on what they've drawn, and these symbols are not generally they're not obvious to others, they need interpretation. I then say, okay, now I wonder if you might add to your image a question that would engage others with you in talking about that thing which is important to you, which you can see. So in my case, again, I might write the recycling symbol with a question that said, how can we create economies in which nothing and no one is wasted? And, others might be focused on ecological balance or engaging kids in the arts or whatever it is. How can we create cities in which no child dies young or whatever? But in any event, the dynamic there is that you're awakening the hope. You're creating an identity in the whole room that we are here as a people who hope. And you're also creating a set of very engaging questions that people can ask to engage others. Because everyone is engaged in that same exercise, there is no danger at all. I've never ever seen it happen in 27 years that someone judges another person's hope. Everyone has reached inside themselves around something that matters to them. There's an authenticity to it because the prompt has been a hope that you care enough to be doing something about. And then the question opens them up to the community as a place in which that hope can also come to life, not only for yourself, but in company with others. And that builds a community of identity as people who hope and want to be together, and who are together to learn from one another how to move forward.